Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Today we will discuss Sri Saisatcharita, chapter 36. Usually we have observed before the chapter was started, Hemad Pant always gave us some kind of introduction in relation to those stories in that chapter. Through these stories, through these introductions, he put forth Baba's teachings and Baba's words in these chapters so that we all can gain this supreme knowledge that is required in this life. It is kind of difficult to understand the greatness of the saints, and it is kind of beyond our limits, and no one is able to describe it fully. This is what Hemad Pant was saying. Whoever is absolute knowledge incarnate, that means who has the utmost knowledge that the God is everywhere, God is nothing but Paramatma. Whoever understands this true form of God and they remain uninvolved as a witness, and then by creating innumerable circumstances around, they exist in this universe. They have no intention of doing harm to anybody. They have no intention of doing any bad things to anybody. Always they want to do good for the people whoever come across in their path. Hemad Pant is acknowledging Baba's greatness as a knower of the ultimate truth. He gives darshan. He appears to people in different forms. We read about it. Why that happens is because we worship God in different forms. Somebody worships in certain form, somebody worships in a formless form. So Baba gave appearance in those forms as people wish. He who has enjoined himself to Vishnu is called Chakrapani because he has that disc in his finger and is fully engrossed in the spiritual attainment by leaving aside the worldly ties, has uplifted many beings. The Vishnu is called Chakrapani. This disc is nothing but it destroys the agnana, that means the bad qualities that we have in our mind, so that we can go towards the good path, that is Gnana path, the wisdom path. That is why he is called Chakrapani. So, with this introduction, let us see how we can relate this introduction to the stories of this chapter. The first story is two gentlemen from Goa. They come to Shirdi to have a darshan of Baba, to see Baba. Because if anybody came to Shirdi means they just don't come there. There is some kind of link, some kind of relationship with Baba. That's why they go to Shirdi. In a similar way, let us see the relationship that they had before they came to Shirdi for the first time. Baba asked one of them 15 rupees as dakshina. So this person gave very happily. The other one felt that how come Baba didn't ask him, but he wanted to give 35 rupees to Baba, but Baba did not take it. Then Shama was there. Shama asks him, Baba, you do not know why you did this. You took 15 rupees but not 35 rupees from the other person. Then Syama was told by Baba that, Syama, you do not know anything. I do not take anything unnecessarily. It is the Masjid Mai who asks for what is owing to her. The giver is then free from the debts. Do I have a home or do I have a family that I should need money? I am free in all respects. He also described that people take vows to some deity at a time of need, and it is a problem for me, and when I'm trying to uplift them. I'm always pleased with those devotees of mine who have no debt. This gentleman was initially poor and took a vow to give God his first salary if he gets a job. And he got a job, and it was rupees 15, that his first salary. In course of time, his salary went up to 700 rupees. He forgot to take care of the 15 rupees vow. That's why I'm accepting this dakshina. So here, Baba is telling us that he won't take any money unnecessarily unless you prayed to God and you wanted to give God something in return. But these are the things that Baba was discouraging. Because of our past incidents, the things that we have done in our lives and past lives, we have to go through the consequences in this life or coming lives too. So that's what Baba meant, the debt. So it's easy for the great people to guide you when you don't have the debts. So when you help somebody, you don't want to wish that they need to be loyal to you, they need to pay back these things. When you feel that way, until that debt is taken care of, you cannot go over it. This is what Baba was trying to teach us. And then after that, he talks about another story and he puts it upon himself. And this is what he was saying. Once, when I was wandering in the seashore, I came across a huge mansion and I sat down on its veranda. The owner of the mansion was a Brahmin, cultured and very rich. He welcomed me with affection and fed me sumptuously. There, in a nice, clean, selected place with a sliding shutter, he gave me a place to sleep, and I fell asleep. Seeing that I was sound asleep, someone removed the stone and broke the wall and cut my pocket without my knowledge. He stripped me of all that I had. When I woke up and realized what had happened, I was in tears as I had been robbed of rupees 30,000. I was devastated. The money was in bank notes. When I had this sudden loss, I was shocked. The Brahmin tried to console me. I was too grief-stricken to even eat or drink. For 15 days, I sat at the same place on the veranda. After the 15th day, a wandering fakir came and he told me that I have to see another fakir who will help me. So, and he also told me that my difficulty would be solved provided I acted as he told me. He said that he would give me the name of the fakir and his whereabouts. If I surrender to him, he would get back my money. But he asked me to observe a vow until I recovered what I desired by abstaining from my favorite food. whereupon my goal will be attained. I acted upon the fakir's advice, got my money back, then I left the Vada, went back to the seashore. While thus walking, I saw a steamer, but I could not get in as it was very much crowded. Then a good-natured peon interceded. A person came and got me a place in the steamer. By good fortune, the steamer reached the other shore. When I caught the train and came back home, I saw the Masjid Mai. Here, Baba's story ended. So, this is how Baba told the story, and then later he guides Shama to take them to his house and serve them. So, Shama takes them home, and food was served on the leaf plates. Madhavara was so curious and asked the guests if they understood the story. The guests replied in voices choking with tears, Sai is omniscient. He knows everything. He is the Parabrahma avatar without any duality. He is infinite and all pervading. Whatever he has said now is word to word our own story. As soon as this delicious repast was over, we will tell you everything in detail. Whatever Baba said has actually took place in every detail. How did he came to know without even knowing us? Therefore, it is beyond our comprehension. So then the gentleman described how that person got a job and what happened at the sea. All the same things Baba described in detail to Shama. In this way, Sai showed his all-pervasive nature and how he resided in the hearts of all, bearing witness to everything that happens everywhere. So, the main theme of this story is that we have to make sure that we believe in Sai and trust him in the time of difficulties, and we pray to him and surrender to him. Then he will take care of us. And not only that, we have to remember to do our actions in a smart way, which means that we don't want to expect any outcome from it. So we need to do things with a detached mind. When we do with a detached mind, not expecting the outcome of it, the fruits of action from that karma, we will be debt free in this karma world. Then we can reach God very easily, and it will be easy for Sai to guide us through the path. So that's what we need to understand through this story. In the next story, there was a person named Sakharam Ourangabadkar. He used to live in Sholapur, but he has a wife who had no child, and she wanted a child. That's why she came to Shirdi asking Baba's help. So she was married for 27 years and she never conceived. She got exhausted making vows to gods and goddesses. She had lost all her hope. She was determined to have Baba's darshan. She wanted to see Baba and ask for his blessings. So when she came there to Dwarkamai, to Shirdi, she observed that Baba was surrounded by so many devotees all the time, so it was difficult for her to approach Baba. She brought her stepson with her when she traveled, and she was there almost for 2 months, and then she couldn't see Baba. But every day she was coming and watching Baba. So then somebody tells her to approach Shama so that he can help her to get Baba's darshan and Baba can speak to her. After some time, the time has come. Shama finds an opportunity when Baba pinched him on his cheek. He was kind of playful with Shama. At that time, Shama brings up this issue about this lady seeking a child. And then she came up to Baba and offered the coconut. She bowed to Baba's feet. Then Shama says, the lady wishes that a child may be similarly rolling in her womb. Grant her that. Maybe May she be enjoined to your feet always, and let her problem be solved. Cast a merciful glance on her. Place the coconut in her oti, that means in her cloth. May she have sons and daughters with your blessings. Then Baba told Shama, can the coconut give an issue? How can there be such a foolish belief? I think the people have lost their mind. Shama says, I know the marvel of your words. Your words are so valuable that she will have a series of children spontaneously. But these days you are making a distinction. You are not giving her real blessings. You are only wrangling. Give her coconut as prasad. Break the coconut, Baba. And then Baba says, Shama, then Shama was Shama's words were obeyed by Baba, and he gives the coconut. So, and then after she gets the coconut, after 12 months, she had a baby, and she comes back. When coconut was given, Shama assured this lady that if you don't get a son, I will kick this god out of this Dwarka Mai. And that much belief that Shama had in Baba. He was so sure that once Baba blesses, that's it, everything happens. So after she had a baby, she brings the baby, the boy, and and she wanted to get the blessings of the Baba. So, and her husband also comes to see Baba, and then he gives Baba 500 rupees at those days. In those days, those 500 rupees were a lot. So they wanted to build a stable place for Shamakarni, the horse that Baba's Samsthan had at that time. So they built four walls and a stable place for the Shamakarni with that money. So that money was well utilized. So from this story, what we can learn? She waited 27 years to have a child. So, but after she comes to Baba, so when the past karmas are exhausted, in that time, we want to see the saint. She could have come to Baba earlier, but she didn't. She waited 27 years. She went to this god, that god. She prayed to several gods, but nothing happened. It's not that the gods did not bless her, but what happens is the past karmas have to be exhausted, and even whatever is left, the Sadgurus can take it away. But they can't take away the whole thing because everybody needs to go through the consequences of their actions. This is what we can learn from this story. So we always need to understand whenever we're going through difficulties, this is because of my past actions. Nobody else was the reason, even though it appears that the person in front of us is the cause of our problems. We need to understand that this is our action from the past lives that is making us go through this difficulty. So once we understand that, we go through that with patience so that we are going to be debt free, so that Baba can help us. So in this way, Baba fulfilled his promise, and this lady, like we talked about, within 3 months of that conversation, the lady conceived, and then later on she had a son. So like this, we saw Baba's miracles and how he blessed his devotees when they believed in him. Remembering this, Sai Bandhus, you don't need to run here and there and doing all these vratas, doing all these pujas. Once you find Baba, just have him in your mind, have his prayers, and do dhyana on him. Then you will be definitely blessed, and Baba will show you the path to survive these difficulties in the life. With this, we will conclude this chapter, and we will talk about the other chapters in the coming satsangs. Om Sri Sai Nadharpanamastu. Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai.